Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Monday, October 31st. We have a 7 game slate. We're going to start with DraftKings. We're going to start with point guard John Morant. Um, at the top of the list, he's 10-4. If Morant is out, you know what to do. You're going to Tyus Jones. If Morant is in, then you just find value and play Morant. He's going to be the highest projected point guard on the slate. I like his ceiling more than Trae Young's. I like his ceiling more than Harden's. Um, So, you're paying $700 more for Morant than Young, but just pay up for Morant. Trae Young, you know how I feel about Trae Young. Him and Murray cap each other's ceilings. Nothing really more to elaborate on. If you must play Trae Young, have at it, but I don't feel I need him in order to win a contest. Harden, I don't really know what's going on in Philly. Harden last 2 games hasn't really been hitting the shots, so I'm not gonna jump off the bridge, but at 9,600, you need like 54, 55 fantasy points from James Harden. He's giving you 40s. You never know when Max is going to erupt. You know what I'm saying? You may get a great game out of Embiid, which will cap Harden's ceiling. So now that we're, getting into the thick of the season, you got to start paying attention into people's ceilings. You know what I'm saying? Not really their ceilings, but their caps. Certain players can only, you know, give you so much fantasy points because of their situation, and that's what you gotta pay attention to right now. Kyrie Irving, a little bit of a different situation. 9,500 price is fine. There's only 2 scorers on the Nets right now, while Seth Curry is still nursing his injury. Seth Curry is back, yeah, I know, but he's still not 100%. Kyrie, Kyrie, I love in this. Um, I like in this game environment because if you've seen what Brooklyn and Indiana did last time they met up, it was a track meet. You know what I'm saying? I played as many players from that game that I could jam in my lineup, and the fantasy points were just going off the meter. I'm gonna do the same thing again. Prices went up. Obviously, yesterday's price ain't today's price, but today's matchup is yesterday's matchup, and we know you're gonna get a lot of fantasy points out of Indiana and Brooklyn. There's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is Miles Turner is gonna be back. So I'm trying to get a lot of the pieces from Indiana and Brooklyn, including Matherin. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, we spoke about DeJounte Murray, his ceiling being capped, playing next to Trae Young. I think that's pretty obvious. That's no expert analysis. Fox has been playing very well this season. Definitely have Fox on my radar. Um, Playing 35, 36 minutes, taking over 20 shots a game. Last 2 games, he took 19 and 17, but he's going to get all the shots he wants. Grabbing rebounds. Last game, he grabbed 13 rebounds, getting assists, even getting blocks and steals. 54, 52, 49, 41, and 44 fantasy points. Sacramento Kings are a little bit different this season. The Kings and Detroit. The Kings, Detroit, even the Magic. They're not they're not bums. They may not be good teams, but they're not. They got pieces on their teams. Even Indiana, they all have pieces now. Even Houston. So there's no real scrubby teams. They may not be a good team, but they all have pieces. Sacramento, um, Sacramento, they do have good fantasy pieces on their team, and we'll get to another one in a few. Bradley Beal is in play. I don't feel I need him at $8,600. He's averaging 37 fantasy points a game. Fox is averaging almost 50. There's a $200 difference. So you got to make sure the math is mathing. You understand what I'm saying? Halliburton's always in play. Halliburton's in play. Um, and the game environment just gives him an extra boost. So I'm definitely gonna jam him in my lineup as much as I can. Holiday's been playing better. Um, Detroit should be a good matchup for them, but they're no pushover either. Last game, 37 minutes. He shot 13 for 22, which he's not going to do all the time, but he did take 22 shots, two rebounds, 12 assists, one block, four steals, $8,100. Price went up 300, $8,400 now. So he's in play. I still don't buy it that he's a fantasy monster like that to pay off $8,400 on a regular basis. To pay, remember, you need 6 times value. If you're really looking at your salaries and trying to get 5 times value out of it, then it's going to be an early night. I know I keep saying the same thing because just at the end of the night when the contests are over and the dust settles, go back into your app and then go into the contest and look at the winners, right? And look at the scores. It ain't 5 times value. It's more than that. That's why I keep preaching, 6 times value. But if you want to play looking for 5 times value, you know what? Congratulations. Um, so Holiday's in play. Cunningham is too cheap. He found himself playing a lot better, grabbing more rebounds, hitting more of his shots. That was the two things that was hindering him. He wasn't hitting his shots and he wasn't grabbing rebounds. He's now grabbing rebounds and he's hitting his shots. Cade Cunningham for president. Let's continue. Rozier. If Rozier is back, that throws a little bit of a monkey wrench in things, but you want to make sure that he's healthy. And this is another game environment that you'd want to pay attention to. Sacramento versus Charlotte. Um, yeah, there's a lot of pieces here. Now, if there's no Rozier, you still have pieces, but I definitely favor the Sacramento side. Van Fleet always in play. Price came down a little bit, averaging 36 fantasy points a game. At $7,700, you need a little bit more than that. So he really never stands out to me. Kevin Porter does a little bit of everything against the Clippers. It's a okay. He's an okay play. He can play, and he's an okay play. Scotty Barnes, $6,500. So Scotty Barnes is averaging 30 points, 30 fantasy points a game. Van Fleet is averaging 37 fantasy points a game. There's a difference of $1,200. That's a big difference. Be careful with the salaries and be careful with the projections for these guys because, like I'm telling you, the projections are off this season, and you gotta really pay attention to that. I'm glad I said that. For example, Ben Simmons, 32. I'm sorry, 33, 22, 28, 28, 35 fantasy points. Um, he did 7 shots. He hit three, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, one block, one steal. This man is always projected for like 36 fantasy points when you only had one game and he still didn't even hit 36 fantasy points. You had one game where he hit value at $6,400. Wait, I'm lying. He didn't even hit value because 36 fantasy points at $6,400 doesn't really do anything for you. Barely 5 times value. So you're getting these projections that grade him out as a good play when he's really not because he's not shooting. He can grab all the rebounds he wants and all the assists he wants. But if he gives you no blocks and steals and he's giving you what 9 real life points, then you're gonna have nothing. And on top of that, he's barely giving you 9 points, 6, 7, 4, 7. Who? How do we know Ben Simmons is gonna shoot and score? We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But the projections love him, so that's why I say be careful with the projections. There's no way on God's green earth that with all these players that are available, I'm playing Ben Simmons. I'm sorry. Um, Clarkson's in play, $6,100. Dennis Smith Jr. If there is no Rozier, he's an okay play. Actually, I like this matchup for him, so he's a good play to me For me, he's a good play if there's no Rozier. Maxi, another guy. We don't know what's happening in Philly. If you're playing 10 lineups, you can play Maxi in one or two. Hope he goes off. I know the other game, the last game, um, he started off really slow, ended up with 26 fantasy points, and 26 fantasy points is going to get you absolutely nowhere. 38, 39, 17, 52, 65, and then 26 fantasy points. You can't win like that because he's not a player you can trust. This is the player you put in a lineup and just pray to the heavens that he comes through. I don't need Mike Conley. Tyus Jones is in play. Um, Ty, the Memphis Grizzlies without Memphis. The Memphis Grizzlies without John Morant are a beautiful fantasy team because you could pay down for their starting lineup and they all play well together and they all score. They all rebound, assist, score, give you tons of fantasy points at a discount at discounted prices. So Brooklyn and Indiana, Sacramento and Charlotte, and Memphis value if there's no Morant. That's going to be your foundation for this slate. Um, Monte Morris, I don't need. Reggie Jackson has been abysmal. John Wall's not getting enough minutes. Colin Sexton was fine when he played when Conley was out, but Conley's back. Terrence Mann has been worse than Reggie Jackson, and Reggie Jackson has been abysmal. Take that how you want to take it. Malik Monk is fine, 4,300, last man in type deal, but we don't really look down here this early. You know what I'm saying? Once we get news, then we come down here. Let's continue. Okay, Paul George has been awful. When the Clippers find their game, we'll talk about them. Right now, we don't need them. Good matchup, but they're playing 12 guys, and like two of them are playing well. You know, I don't know what's going on in LA. We don't even know who's playing. Kawhi's low to managing for like 4 games in a row. John Wall is playing like 22 minutes. Paul George is not even playing when he's on the floor. I don't know what he's doing. Norman Powell forgot how to play ball. Reggie Jackson forgot how to play ball. Terrence Mann, I don't know what's going on with Terrence Mann. Kennard is fine off the bench. This is like real life basketball. Kennard is fine when he comes to the game. Marcus Morris missed some games, came back and played well. I don't know what's going on with these idiots. So until the Clippers get it together, I won't be. I don't need to talk about them. I ain't playing them. Listen, if you're a Paul George fan and you think that they're in a great matchup and you want to play Paul George, have at it. Um, okay, Bane is in play. His price went up. Bane is the problem I'm having with Bane is that Cunningham is around the same price. Cunningham, who else we have at 8K? Um, you get Fox for 800 more. Holiday's around the same price. So that's the problem I'm having with Bane. But I might stack his boards together. I might do a Tyus Jones, Bane, and Brooks lineup. So I'll have pieces of Bane. It doesn't feel comfortable, but you know he with no jaw and the way he hits shots, there is a little bit of a ceiling, but he is a little bit pricey. Uh, Jalen Green is an okay play. Jaden Ivey, I don't feel I need Jaden Ivey with Cunningham asserting his dominance. Clarkson, okay play. Matherin, seemed like Rick Carlisle finally had the balls to start him coming out of the out of halftime. I'm not gonna cry and say that he should be starting because I know how coaches like to have some type of talent and or firepower coming off the bench, especially when their starters start lethargic. But Matherin is a monster. I keep saying it. He's a rookie scoring like 22 real life points a game, coming off the bench, and he's doing all this in like 24 minutes. Mathurin is a beast. Like, his price came back down a little bit. I'm playing him. I don't care. Buddy Hield's in play. Mathurin's in play. I wouldn't play both. I'll play one lineup with one lineup with the other, and then bring it back with some with either Durant or Kyrie Irving, something like that. Dylan Brooks in play. Gary Trent is an okay play. Kevin Herter. I can never get Kevin Herter right, but he's an okay play at 5,300. No Royce O'Neal for me. I don't think I need anybody else down here right now until we get more news. And Conchar off the bench is awful. Don't do it to yourself. Um, Durant at 10K. They're 1-5 right now. Um, they need to win bad. Durant might go out there and drop a real life 50. I'm gonna have a lot of Durant and Kyrie Irving. Marketing absolutely in play. I've been preaching about marketing all season. I better listen. Okay, Hayward's stock goes up if there's no Rozier. If Rozier's in play, he's an okay play. Keegan Murray, his price went up a whole $1,000 or $500. That's fine. I'll be rostering him every chance I get. Kelly Oubre, very hit or miss. No Rozier. You fire him up and you say a prayer to the gods. OG 5,600. I like that price and play. OG has a ceiling, and you never know when OG could go off. If you're playing 10 lineups, throw him in one. City Bay, if you're playing 15 lineups, throw him in one. I don't need Harris with the starting lineup healthy. Norman Powell, I'm not touching. I don't need Harrison Barnes. Not with Fox, a bonus, and Keegan Murray there, even Herder. They all take more shots than Harrison Barnes. Why would I need Harrison Barnes? DeAndre Hunter is an okay play. McDaniels is an okay play. Okay play. Like if absolutely no value comes up tomorrow, then you could play McDaniels. KJ Martin, okay play. All right, let's get up from under there. Let's go to power forward. Giannis is 12-5. Listen, that internal struggle in our heads. Do we pay up for Giannis or do we pay down a little bit and get a balanced lineup? Fuck that internal struggle. Listen to me. Find value, play Giannis, the end. Let's continue. Kuzma's an okay play. John Collins, 6,300. I like that price a lot. It'll definitely be popular. Jabari Smith, his rates go down with Sengun starting next to him. I've noticed. So you play, you play many lineups. You can play him in one or two. I prefer Murray, Keegan Murray. That is. Kelly Olynyk is in play, finding his groove in Utah. PJ Washington is hit or miss, but I like the game environment. Bogdanovich, play him before his price go up because it will go up. Wait, did I say Bogdan? My bad. Bojan. I do know my Bogdanoviches. Um, Jalen Smith, rates will come down a little bit with Miles Turner starting next to him, but you can still play him because Miles Turner doesn't really grab rebounds like that. But Jalen Smith is still a fine play. Bobby Portis is in play. Vanderbilt, I roster often. He always comes through. He's in play. Isaiah Stewart's too cheap. He's in play. Look at what he did to Golden State tonight. Marcus Morris is in play. Aldama is in play, but I think Aldama's usage and his rates come down with Dylan Brooks, specifically with Dylan Brooks starting next to him, so I don't need him. Um, Isaiah Jackson, we don't need. Miles Turner is back. Brandon Clark, if you want to be froggy, go on ahead. Trayshawn Tate starting 4,200. Not the greatest play in the world, but 4,200. And we'll go to center. Embiid, I don't think I need Embiid. He's a good play, not a great play, but a good play. Siakam looks fine, 8,900. The bonus is okay. Not shooting enough for me. I'm paying $8,200. You better do all types of shit on that court. Shoot, rebound, assist, block, steal, backflip, bunny hops, all types of shit. $8,200. I'm paying $8,200 for you. You're giving me, what is it? 9 shots, 6 shots, 10 shots. Nobody. That's why he's only giving you 26, 43, 45, 39, and 32 fantasy points. He's not shooting enough. $8,200, 32 fantasy points. Your night is over. You might as well jump up in the couch and go watch NCIS New Orleans because your night is over. You understand what I'm saying? Just looking at this makes me mad. $8,200. This guy's taking 9 shots. I want my refund. Um, where are we? Sabonis, Porzingis is an okay play. Porzingis hasn't really been doing anything. $7,500 is a bit much for him. I prefer Zubac, $6,700 against Houston. Miles Turner, $5,500, too cheap. Claxton, I prefer Claxton in this game environment again. He's absolutely in play. So the centers look amazing. Brook Lopez is too cheap for his role without Middleton. I've been saying that for a week. DraftKings is not listening. Capella's hit or miss. You might play Capella and regret it. Steven Adams is an okay play with or without Morant. You'll need him more if Morant is not there. And I don't think I need Plumlee. Plumlee's not Plumlee's an average play, but I don't think I need him. Let's get 5 guys and let's get out of here. I'm sorry, let's pick 5 guys and let's go to FanDuel. That's what I meant. All right. Let's start with Keegan Murray because he's the cheapest. So we got Murray. I definitely want. I prefer. Do we take Durant or do we take Kyrie? Let's take Durant. 10K. Let's get Miles Turner. 55. Let's pick up Halliburton is 85. Let's pick up. Let's see if we can do this. I got Kyrie. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do both. I wouldn't be able to do Kyrie and Halliburton. That's what I really want to do. Um, or do I just hope that Kyrie doesn't shoot too well? Hope he has a bad shooting night and take Halliburton at 8,500. So let's do that. Let's take Halliburton and Durant. So let's do Halliburton and Miles Turner from the Indiana. Let's run it back with Durant. Play Keegan Murray because he's too cheap, and then we'll do Tyus Jones if there's no John Morant as value to balance this lineup out. Who are you? Who are you, Tyus Jones? 6K. Or or you could, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just put Tyus Jones. I got a lot of ideas. There's a lot of lineups I can make, but I do like this slate because I see a lot of pieces I can use. So we have $4,600 left. We got Halliburton, Turner from the Pacers. We got Durant. We got Murray, and then we got Tyus Jones in case Ja's out. Now if Ja's out, you go to the Memphis pieces. So you got one lineup with your Memphis pieces. If you want to throw in um, Sacramento, Charlotte pieces, you want to throw in Indiana, Brooklyn pieces. Look, I gave you the keys to the Ferrari, so you just got to put all the pieces together and and build your masterpiece. That's all you got to do. Let's go to FanDuel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. And if there is anybody out there, especially if you're newer to DFS, having trouble cashing, because it it does get harder every year, every season. It does get harder. If you're having trouble and you like my my finalized optimal up to the date lineup sent to you, or you would like me to build you your own lineups or a few lineups for DraftKings, FanDuel, SuperDraft, or Yahoo, you could check out my Patreon link in the description, or you could just DM me on Twitter and we'll work it out from there. For FanDuel, I picked 5 guys that stood out to me. Um, I kind of went mid range, so you guys have options if you want to try to tail these guys. If you want to use them in one lineup, you probably could because I didn't go for like expensive guys, but these are guys in my player pool. Obviously, we got Tyus Jones, Dylan Brooks, and Steven Adams from Memphis. If there is no John Morant, if John Morant is in play, you're taking out Tyus Jones and you got to rearrange this. Um, Going with Matherin off the bench for Indiana at 6,100. Then we're going with Durant because Durant really, I just feel that Durant knows he needs to have a very big game. So, being that the third member of their big three is scared to shoot, and Seth Curry isn't 100%. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have to take all the shots. Right before I go, you see this lineup, or you see these 5 guys, I would definitely run another lineup, and I would probably take out Halliburton because he's the most expensive. And if I have enough value, I'd run Durant and Kyrie together. That's how much I'm on that game. That's how much I trust that game to give me the fantasy points that I need. But you gotta find value. That's the key. Listen, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you had a great weekend, profitable weekend. And I'm gonna go on and get out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.